Ignite is on the blue side, right? Okay, so welcome to the second game of Team Ignite versus Team Newbie. With me is Scarlett, and I am Obi at the commentating desk. Blitzcrank, Brom, and Lee Blanc being banned off by Team Ignite, and Lissandra, Morgana, and Y being banned off by Team Newbie. First pick is a Jarvan lock-in for Ignite, and they have locked in a Maokai and hovering over a Graves. So, what is your take on the picks and bans as of now for both the teams, Scarlett?
The Braum ban is obviously a target ban because we saw a really good Braum come out last game. He was super strong presence in lane and just killed the Nami straight up. Gunslinger, the ADC plus Radiant 6, the Nami had a really tough time in bot lane, so I think that's a really good potential ban. The Blitzcrank might just be an overall team ban, and the LeBlanc was really strong last game as well.
Channel switched. Channel switched.
On TeamNewbees ban and picks, I think it's basically just what's strong in the meta right now. Morgana is a really good counter to stuns and really good team fight potential. So I guess that they're gonna be going for a very stun heavy and CC heavy team.
Well, I would agree with you on that. All the three bans coming in from Team Newbie are the very heavy meta bans, and we see a Cyan and an Annie being picked up by Ignite. Annie with that dominant bot lane presence, and Cyan with that very tanky top lane champion. So very usual picks, I must say. And
we can see that Pyric is picking up his Maokai that served him really well against Lulu last time. So that's a really strong pick for them. But what I'm wondering is that the Jarvan didn't do much for the team last time. So I'm still a little bit hesitant about the Jarvan pick.
Well, that's true. They're hovering over Leona. We know already how strong a Graves Leona lane can be right now, and that's a Nunu lock-in. So I think the Nunu will go into the jungle, and with the new tank item coming out in the jungle, Nunu and the tanky basic junglers have come back into the meta. So I'm expecting that level 2 dragon presence from Nunu. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, patch 5.5, I mean, the patches for jungle recently have been just all over the place. Recently, with the most recent patch, they've just kind of reverted back to original state, like, hey, we don't know what we're doing, and we're just gonna fix it right now and give you back your machete and, you know, the basic jungler items. But, yeah, Nunu is gonna be pretty strong in the recent patches, and, although I don't really see his, if he can pull off some really well-placed ultis, I can see how that would bring something to the team fight, but if he manages to snowball the lanes early, I think it should be a pretty easy win for the jungle. About the Leona pick, that's a really good pick actually. That's a really good a method used by me often as a support player. I just ask them to ban Morgana and I pick up Leona because she fares well against almost any support. The only one I can think about that counters her heavily is probably Thresh because because he matches her in tankiness, and a really good Jano who can just tornado her ease. So actually, I think Leona versus Graves should win a Caitlyn versus Annie.
That is interesting, and Anivia being picked up because of that Cyan ulti threat. Anivia's wall is a very good block for that Cyan ulti, and I think that is one of the major reasons he's picked out that Anivia. Gunslinger, on the other hand, falling back to his most used AD carry, Caitlyn, and Loki picking up one of his most played champions, Oriana. So I am pretty excited because both teams are very strong as a whole composition. Um, I wouldn't bet on either of them right now because it's a very balanced pick and ban. So this will completely depend on how the game goes. What do you think?
Just looking at the comps right now, it seems like Leona, Graves, Maokai, and Nunu is just kind of an all-in team. Whereas Jarvan is also all-in. He'll go straight for the Graves carry, but Graves is really tanky, so that's a really good ADC pick. Um, if the Annie lands a really good ulti on Anivia or maybe Graves, that'll be really good for the team. But other than that, like just poke wise and heavy engage, just we just have to see what happens. I'm really disappointed that no one's been picking up Bard in these games. Actually,
Well, but Bard is relatively a new champion, and it is a bit tough to play. So you have to give them a bit of time to practice it out and bring it out into the ranked games because you usually play those champions you're comfortable with, and Bard is relatively new. So I would, say let them give a week or two to practice it out and bring it out into the ILG.
yeah, but in the same way, people are not experienced with him. Like the same way that um, in a team fight, if you don't know the champion, you don't know how to play against him. So I think a Bard pick, if you practice a few games with him, he'd be playable in a tournament. So and you'd surprise the enemy team with that pick. His jungle is really strong. I can't say the same about his support. He has some buffs lined up, but um, I'm hoping he has some buffs lined up. I actually don't know.
Well, that is true. I am quite excited to see how Purple Team fares because of that heavy AoE composition. They will rely on all AoEs, connecting together to just melt down the blue team completely. Otherwise, blue team can pick up solo kills. They have those assassiny champions. They have those heavy ganking potential champions, and I would love to see those dragon fights if they happen, and how each team fares in managing it. Loki would play a key factor to disrupting the purple team. Really, if his ulti is able to disrupt them, um, it will be a very big advantage for the blue team.
Yeah, just the basic jungle matchup. Nunu is going to be a really helpful. Jarvan's going to be a really helpful ganker for mid lane. I really would like to see some early pressure for him in the mid lane. Nunu, however, I don't actually know how his jungle is right in this patch. Any idea about his early ganking presence?
Well, Nunu is a very strong jungler in this patch because of the new item coming in. Nunu has that level 2 advantage of doing the dragon solo. So it is one of those big threats that, if the dragon is not warded by level 2, Nunu may just be pulling it off a solo dragon. We and Nunu are two of those champions who can do that.
Well, we're just gonna have to hope that Loki's team knows that Nunu is strong in this patch. Because as a non-jungler player, I did not know that.
Well, plus Nunu's snowball works very well with Anivi as E because of that slow stacking, and Anivia doesn't really need to rely on her slow. Nunu's snowball is just a basic target spell, and Anivia can capitalize on that, and her E could do the bonus magic damage. So I'm really looking forward to those mid ganks. Loki has to play that early game quite a bit cautiously um, against that Anivia.
Yeah, and as I'm saying this comp, I see a lot of lockdown right now from Liana and Maokai. The combination is just amazing when it comes together properly. And along with that wall, I don't think that any straddlers are going to be running away from a fight. I think it's going to be a really pretty much clean ace kind of fights for either team, and not really a couple of half fights here and there.
Well,
So as we see the game start,
Well, I would be expecting Anivia to save that wall every time for that Cyan ulti coming in, because that is one of the most strongest parts of Anivia. You can actually block that thing. Oh, you can see an early trade going between Loki and Maokai getting spotted out, and a ward being placed in the dry bush by both the teams. Not the dry bush, the medium bush by both the teams. Pings going out. For Maokai to back off. Pretty standard pickups by both teams. Pretty standard inventory item pickups by both teams.
yeah, sorry, just 1 second. What time are you at in game right now?
I'm on 120.
Oh, you're about 15 seconds ahead of us, I think.
Okay, I think I need to back off. Happens with me every time. Just give me a sec. Lokesh, just keep counting.
18, 19, 20, 21, 20,
Yeah,
23, 24, 25,
yeah,
26.
done.
Oh,
I'm
that
pretty-
elusive duck. Did you guys see the duck in the mid lane? That's the latest addition to the Summoner Rift map. I know that's not important in the game, but it's a pretty fun Easter egg.
Yep, I'm pretty sure Maokai hasn't started off with those wraith camps, because because it is very easy to start off with those wraith camps and then teleport up to the top lane, because you get a level advantage plus those potion advantage going into the lane. I'm pretty sure Maokai hasn't used that. Even Cyan hasn't used that, because it is usually one of the standard things you see a Maokai and a Cyan do. But yeah, this is ILG. You do not expect people to experiment most of the times. So let's see how the game progresses from here. Pretty standard lane matchups going on as of now.
Annie is really pushing her range advantage onto that Graves. Leona being level 1 can only stun for so long while Graves gets hit on.
Yep. Annie and Caitlyn both have that massive range on their auto attacks, and they both are capitalizing on it. But Leona, with that tankiness, is able to sustain
Her level,
Annie.
and you
Oh,
can see her
and that's a
level 2
lockdown on
combo
Annie.
right in action right now.
Both exhaust.
This is exactly what I was talking about. She's so strong level 2. Regardless of any help missing from Graves, they won that trade.
They trade 1 for 2 summoner spells, both exhausts being burned down by Annie.
Oh, that was a bit too deep from Leona. The flash burn from her. Annie has her stun up. A good... but she doesn't have her flash, so there's no possibility of a flash kill here. Caitlyn does have her flash, though. Might be able to land a Q and then auto attack right after, because Graves' flash is down. And I think it's first blood.
That. Well, I have crashed, so I will take a minute or two to come back into the game.
Alright. Well, that's first blood going to Team Purple. I mean TeamNewBee. So
yeah.
That's being picked up by Graves, and he's going to be able to get so much of an advantage. They snowballed this into a dragon as well. That level 2 dragon that you were talking about. Except he's done level 3 with the help of bot lane right now. So they'll be taking this down, and That is a major goal lead right now. 6.4 to 6.1k at 5 minutes. That is pretty big that is a pretty big lead for TeamNewBee right now. And other than that, it's just basic mid lane and top lane problems right now. The mana management coming out from Loki and Anivia. In terms of CS, Anivia is lacking right now purely because of the range aspect. And Orianna is somewhat easier to CS with than Anivia, especially landing the Q.
Well, Anivia basically lacks that clearing potential until level 6. So after level 6, Anivia would be able to match up to that Orianna's CS advantage thing.
In the bot lane, there was a gank from Jarvan, and that is 1 kill. I don't even know. It's 2 for 3 right now. I think Nunu might. No, Kaylin flashes. My camera is not picking up directed camera right now for some reason. I wasn't able to talk about that fight. Basically what happened was a gank from Jarvan resulted in a kill. It resulted in 2 kills for... Is it TeamNewBee versus whom again?
Ignite.
Ignite. Okay, Team Ignite. And the counter gank from Nunu just picked up a kill on the enemy support and the jungler. So it's 2 for 3 right now. The goal lead is pretty even right now. Although even after 1 dragon. So.
Well, dragon doesn't give you gold anymore, but that does give you the buff. So the gold lead might not be massive, but that 1 buff is the only difference between both of the teams right now.
Right, my head is still stuck in season 3. My bad, sorry.
It's okay. What's being cleared out by both of the teams?
Oh, right, Jarvan is meeting up with Anivia in the mid lane right now.
This is the level 6 Anivia presence I was talking about.
And we have the first pause of the game.
Yeah, that's a pause coming in because Radiant is lagging, and it is.
Just talking about that little altercation between them. Anivia is pretty squishy right now. If there was a stronger gank mid while Orianna was around, I think they could take her down.
Well, but you cannot forget about Anivia's passive.
Yes, but the passive doesn't do much unless it's under tower.
Yep.
Which
that is true.
Jarvan doesn't specialize. He's just kind of like a immediate burst ganker, so
that is
hopefully
kind of
they can get something done and just shut down that Anivia before she gets too strong from her post 6 damage burst. I mean yeah.
Nunu going for that skirmishes saber, the tank item I've been talking about. It is very good with those tank junglers. Have bought all the tank junglers back into the meta. Sejuani, Atlas, Nunu, they've all come back into that meta because of this one item. Pretty even CS going on over here. The only major CS lead is of Orianna over Anivia, and yep, that's the only pretty major lead I can see right now. Anivia has already started to stack her tier, and Orianna I think is building towards an Athens, if I'm not wrong.
Talking about the CS mid lane, what I noticed was Orianna. It wasn't really because of the abilities that Anivia was missing farm. It was just the basic lack of CS skills. I mean, yeah, the creep score skilling because he was missing pretty basic CS with auto attacks without any harassment from Orianna. So
Yep, it is a bit difficult for Anivia to match up to that CS till level 6. Anivia has just turned level 6, so it'll be interesting to see if she can now catch up to Oriana because of that ulti clearing potential with the entire waves. Um, we will have to wait a bit for the pause time because Radiant hasn't connected as of now.
in terms of sustainability, we can see that Anivia's gone for the Crystalline Flask just to keep her mana up, while Oriana's gone for the Fairy Charm. I think Oriana's going to be having more problems because Anivia also has that tier stacking for her.
I wouldn't agree completely on that because once Oriana complete that Athene's Unholy Grail, she will have a basic amount trying to rush to completing that. On the other hand, Oriana has just on that. On the other hand, Anivia has to build up to that Rod of Ages very quickly if she needs to be a dominant force late game because she needs to keep stacking that rod. She needs to start stacking that rod as soon as she can right now.
We see Radiant 6 reconnected, so
Yep.
they'll be resuming.
Yep, the game's been unpaused right now, and we are live.
And you are right, she is catching up in CS. That clear was amazing.
Yep.
She'll be warding up now. A pink ward dropped in the river towards the blue buff. The blue buff is up, and Nuna is going for towards top lane.
Nunu is trying to invade the jungle as of now, because he wants to deny that Oriana. And it's a
and
jump
bot
in.
lane.
Both exhausts being burned,
Going out on the supports.
but I think yep.
A really well timed heal from Graves keeps Leona
Yep.
alive. That was really well timed.
That was really well timed. I thought for a second Leona will fall down with the Annie, but Graves saving the Leona in the end moment.
It's all about those heal baits in the bot lane.
Yep.
That's
Top
what makes it very fight.
You can see top both just trading damage over there. Both of them are too tanky to actually cause each other any serious harm as of now. So just basic damage trade going on over here.
Jarvan is doing Gromp right now. He will be going back. A dragon will be up in about 1 minute and 45 seconds, so the junglers will have to keep an eye on it. Mid lane has, you can see from Nunu's roaming at mid trying to counter gank that he hasn't been able to give his blue to Anivia yet, which has cost her quite a bit of CS.
Nunu will be giving that blue buff to Anivia right now. So the Anivia
Leona
picking up
down
the blue
some
buff
deep
and
wards.
Nunu clearing of the jungle camps. Leona has started to roam around a bit. You would expect that coming in from a Leona.
Buddy in your channel timed out.
My co-caster has timed out, so I'll be continuing. She has been putting some deep wards, but just some basic clearing has not been happening. I saw that Tribush not being warded for quite a while now from that Leona. And Nunu's being caught out by the Jarvan. Both the teleports coming in from the top lane. Leona engaging on the Orianna. Graves going straight for Orianna, bursting her down. Annie saving her stun, but being obliterated by Anivia. Jarvan being caught out by 3 people. And it looks like Evil will get away from this fight if they manage to back off now and prevent any more deaths. But this means that the dragon is going to go to red team. TeamNewBee just showing like great presence of the map right now. They noticed that the Jarvan was caught out along with a really good E from Leona to catch out Orianna and burst her down before any ulti could go through. Actually, this dragon might end up in the second fight because of the early death timers. A ward in the dragon pit right now. Caitlyn burning her ulti on trying to hit Graves. Cause some confusion or panic. Doesn't work. They'll go back to the lanes to defend mid and push bottom. But the goal lead is just stacking up for TeamNewBee right now. It's 16.3 to 15k. That's almost 1.4k. Hi, Obi, are you here?
I just don't know what happened, but
That's alright. Are you in client? Are you in game? Oh,
yep,
and Leona going on Caitlyn just...
But yes, and that's another...
The CC from Leona is just incredible. This is exactly what I wanted to see. I think Obi's lagging out right now.
Yeah, and the Q ulti burst waves is just
Take
too
a
much
second.
for that Caitlyn
You're
to
still
handle.
lagging out.
Am I?
Yeah, just the
Can you hear
basic,
me now completely?
just the CC lockdown from Leona is just obliterating their bot lane. This is exactly what I wanted to see. The Graves and Leona combination just outrivals a poke combination like Annie, especially since she's so squishy. Oh, and my director camera didn't show me that mid lane fight, but I think it's just that Sion ultimate. Oh, the Nunu flash.
Oh! Lovely flash by Nunu.
Lovely flash, but the knockup from Jarvan I think is gonna keep him from running away. And there's the ulti that I so badly wanted to see do some actual damage. Especially in that fight catching out Nunu near Dragon. The ulti from Jarvan is just really helping right now. Graves can hold his own against Caitlyn right now, just outmatching her damage. And as usual, top lane has been an island. Of just farming. The farm lead is gaining in mid lane, 104 to 78. The 80 carries are pretty even considering how many times Caitlyn has died, which is 2 versus Graves, who has 6 kills and only 1 death. So kudos to the Caitlyn for staying on point with her farm. Jarvan is clearing out wards. She might consider ganking mid lane and helping Loki out a bit, especially since he's Anivia is still pretty squishy. The bot lane tower is gonna go down purely for some take back some of that map presence, clear out the tri-bush ward, and then prepare for another dragon, which is approximately in where's my dragon timer? Well, anyway, we can see the mid lane pushing in right now. They'll probably take this tower and back. Maybe push a fight if some people come bot lane. It'll be a full-fledged fight though, as both top laners have their teleport up. No, they're just gonna back off. Take some more map presence. Graves and Nunu are roaming bot, but they've been spotted by the pink ward, so I think Sion's gonna be able to get away. They will be rotating though to top lane while Orianna stays mid. She should be heading to top lane right now to help Sion. The Leona is caught out though. She was trying to dive and she is caught out. She flashes to escape from 3 members of blue team while red team just hammer away at this tower. A brilliant flash zone by Annie and oh my god. Just a really good cleanup by blue team. Loki doing really good damage with his ultimate, but Anivia's doing damage with it back, killing Annie in the process. Evil doing some damage with his passive, but Graves' damage is so high because of his 8 kills now that he just cleans up. What happened there was a really good ultimate by Annie, and then the immediate follow-up with Orianna's ultimate, just leading to a mass amount of damage. Even though they're so behind, that was a pretty fair fight. That was a 2-for-2 trade. 3-for-3 trade, actually.
Yup, that's true. Graves completing that static shift and the sweeping lens trinket being brought in. I like how the Maokai is rushed for the Righteous Fury because it instantly enables the Maokai to
and
snowball
Jarvan again.
the lane.
The teleport from Maokai, flash from Maokai, plus the Righteous Glory into a brilliant twisted growth to Annie. She might go down. One more auto attack. Oh, she dies from the sapling. Wonderful sapling by Maokai. Caitlyn going down purely from the damage of Graves. A brilliant stun before Sion flashes. Can his ultimate pick someone else up? It's too slow. Not gonna be happening, but this means another dragon for red team. Well, that's 2 dragons for red team now, and the score is 8-15. So I think this will be a pretty easy game for TeamNewBee right now. They have been fighting pretty well with their team fights being extremely calculated.
Entered your channel.
I guess the communication is really strong with this team because they just seem to be rotating really well. They took the first dragon, then they took the mid tower, and just, I don't even know what to say about that mid lane. Graves on 10 kills is explained in itself. Loki surprised by the amount of damage. About the rotations, they just really good in communicating because they went from dragon to mid lane and then to top lane, just cleanly taking towers. Yeah, it is getting caught out though. She is getting pretty much. I think she's gonna go down here using her ult, trying to get away, but no flash to save her since she used her flash to get away from another caught out in the top lane. She should be watching out for those catches. With no one near her, she's way too brave. Just putting down some deep wards, which is good. 1 ward in the red side of the jungle. Oh, and the ball is on Sion. Is he gonna ult? The Anivia wall preemptively stops his ult, which didn't even happen. The Nunu flash ult interrupted by Orianna's ult, and just the damage from red team is they're picking up kills. Sion being the tank and first to go down because of the failed engage. The poke plus the wall and the ultimate from Anivia just locking Jarvan on red side's on red team's side. The tower can't help him here. A brilliant E by Leona, plus the net from Caitlyn slows her and CCs her enough to pick up the kill. This is pretty one-sided now. TeamNewBee doing really well for themselves.
Timed out.
A call for Baron going out with Maokai pretty low. You're gonna have to shuffle tanking with Leona, and the consume from Nunu might keep him alive, but Baron hits pretty hard at 20 minutes for a team that's around level 11. I'm not sure if this is the best idea. Sion does not have his ult, so he can't interrupt them. Diana is tanking, so they will be able to finish this Baron safely. If blue team had any wards on Baron, they might have been able to pick up a few kills. Possibly from that Caitlyn ult or just the Orianna disruption.
I'm so sorry about getting disconnected, but I think I need to fire my ISP provider for all this bullshit.
That's fine, I'm trying to keep up with this. It's okay. Well, it's pretty one-sided right now. There are still pretty, they're trying to keep up their vision game, which I'll give them props to. There's a ward on Dragon, which is as far as they can go, considering that all their second-tier turrets plus their mid lane has fallen.
Well, that is true. Graves is being a huge dominant force as of now. 10-1-9 on the Graves, and you can see because of that Baron buff and that because they're so ahead in the game right now, they're just denying the vision of the blue team from their own jungle.
But at 22 minutes, I would have expected more people to pick up the sweeping trinkets, especially Leona with an upgraded side trinket. The teleport going out, Caitlyn being caught out, Jarvan dying immediately to Graves and his 10 kills.
Yep, Sign is also going down.
Can't deal with the damage. Loki trying to do a last bit effort to try and get Graves, and
that's an FF, and it's a game.
That is a surrender coming out, probably just to speed up the rest of these games.